Imagine this, you're on a date and everything seems fine. She's smiling, nodding, even laughing at your jokes. But then, something shifts. Her responses become shorter, her eyes scan the room, and suddenly she remembers she has an early morning. What just happened? Here's the harsh truth. Women have an instinct for detecting weakness in men, and when they do, they lose attraction instantly. It's not about how rich, good-looking, or smart you are. It's about your mindset. And the philosophy of Stoicism? It holds the key to strength. Subscribe to the channel, it's free. Today, we're breaking down 7 ways women see your weakness and how to fix them. Stay with me, because the last one, it's the silent killer of attraction, and most men never see it coming. 1. You seek validation. A man who seeks validation constantly looks for reassurance from others, especially women. He wants to be told he's good enough, attractive, or worthy, and he relies on external approval for his self-esteem. Women are highly attuned to emotional cues. They pick up on insecurity through subtle behaviors, such as over-texting or double-texting when she hasn't replied quickly. Asking, "Are you mad at me?" even when nothing seems wrong. Fishing for compliments. "Do you think I look good in this?" Seeking permission to have an opinion instead of confidently expressing it. Example. Imagine a man on a date. He tells a joke, and she chuckles politely but doesn't laugh loudly. Immediately, he panics. "Was that not funny? You didn't laugh. Do you not like my sense of humor?" She suddenly feels turned off, not because the joke was bad, but because his insecurity drained the attraction. When a man needs a woman's approval to feel worthy, it signals weakness. It tells her that he lacks internal confidence and that his mood depends on how she responds. This is exhausting for women, making them feel like they're responsible for his emotional state. Instead of asking, "Do you like me?" focus on, "Do I respect myself?" Accept that not everyone will approve of you, and that's okay. A confident man doesn't seek constant reassurance. If she doesn't laugh, he simply moves on. If she doesn't text back, he keeps living his life. Strong men don't need validation. They naturally attract it by being secure in who they are. And ironically, the less you seek approval, the more respect and attraction you'll earn. 2. The emotional investment phase. The waiting game. Attraction may be instant, but emotional investment takes time. This is where many men make mistakes. Either they rush things, thinking consistency means texting her 24/7, or they get impatient when they don't see immediate results. Women develop feelings through patterns of experience, not singular moments. This means she needs to feel your presence over time, not all at once. She needs to associate positive emotions with you consistently. She needs to feel like she's winning you over, not just receiving your attention effortlessly. Example, the too eager guy versus the high-value guy. Imagine 2 men trying to win over the same woman. The too eager guy texts her good morning and good night every single day, responds instantly to every message, drops everything to be available when she asks. Result? She may appreciate it at first, but soon it becomes predictable and boring. No challenge, no excitement. She slowly loses interest because she doesn't have to work for his attention. The high-value guy texts her when he genuinely wants to talk, but isn't always available on demand. Keeps conversations engaging and emotionally stimulating. Shows he has a life beyond her, his own goals, hobbies, and social circle. Result? She starts thinking about him more, wondering when he'll text, anticipating their next interaction. Her brain releases dopamine from the unpredictability, making her more emotionally invested over time. The psychological phenomenon of uncertainty. Studies show that people value things more when they have to work for them. When attention and affection aren't predictable, it keeps her hooked. Think of gambling. People don't get addicted because they win every time. They get addicted because they might win. A little distance creates desire. Too much availability kills mystery. The free sample versus the VIP pass. Would you pay $100 for a VIP ticket if the event was free for everyone? Probably not. Likewise, when a woman doesn't have to work for a man's attention, she won't value it. But if she feels like she's earned his emotional investment, it becomes meaningful. So she's starting to invest emotionally. But here's the catch. Not every woman will develop feelings for you. Why? There are hidden barriers that can completely stop emotional connection in its tracks. Let's break those down next. Avoiding conflict might seem like the easy way out, but it makes a man appear weak and unreliable. Women respect men who can handle disagreements maturely, not those who suppress their opinions just to avoid discomfort. If a man can't stand up for himself in small situations, she'll assume he can't handle bigger challenges either. If something bothers you, calmly bring it up instead of ignoring it. Women don't want a yes man, they want someone with a mind of his own. Stoics believe that true strength comes from embracing challenges, not running from them. If a conversation is difficult, tackle it with logic and calmness. A man who avoids conflict isn't easygoing, he's fearful. The real strength is in handling conflict with composure and standing firm in your values. Women aren't looking for a man who agrees with everything. They want a man they can respect. Number 4, you lack purpose. A man without purpose drifts through life without clear goals, ambitions, or a sense of direction. He lacks a driving force, relying on external distractions like relationships to fill the void. Women can sense when a man is merely existing instead of actively building something meaningful. Women instinctively recognize when a man lacks purpose because it manifests in subtle but obvious ways, such as, he's always available, he has no real commitments or passions that keep him busy. He prioritizes a woman over everything else. His life revolves around her attention. He has no long-term goals. He's not working toward anything that excites or challenges him. He constantly complains but takes no action. He talks about change but never makes real progress. Example: imagine a man who just got into a relationship. Before meeting her, he had hobbies, went to the gym, and was working on his career. But now, he stops going to the gym because she doesn't like when I'm too busy. He skips out on work projects to spend more time with her. Instead of maintaining his own path, he shifts his entire focus onto her. At first, she might enjoy the attention, but soon she starts feeling smothered. She realizes he isn't leading his own life. He's just following her around. And that's a turnoff. A man without purpose becomes passive, waiting for life or a woman to give him direction. This makes him dependent on external validation instead of being self-driven. Women respect and admire men who are on a mission, not those who expect a relationship to become their mission. Your purpose isn't about impressing women. It's about building a meaningful life for yourself. Whether it's career, fitness, or learning, always work towards self-improvement. Not in a way that ignores relationships, but in a way that keeps you grounded in your own journey. A man with purpose doesn't chase attention, he attracts it. Women don't want to be your purpose. They want to join a man who already has one. If your life has direction, you naturally become more confident, respected, and desirable. 5. You crumble under pressure. A man who crumbles under pressure struggles to stay calm and composed when things go wrong. Instead of handling stress logically, he panics, complains, or looks to others, especially women, for emotional reassurance. Women subconsciously test men's ability to handle stress and pressure. Some signs that a man lacks resilience include losing his temper over small setbacks, e.g. road rage, throwing a fit over a minor inconvenience, becoming paralyzed by problems, e.g. giving up easily when faced with challenges, overreacting emotionally, e.g. whining about life's unfairness instead of taking action, needing her to reassure him constantly, e.g. asking, "What should I do?" instead of making decisions himself. Example: imagine a man and a woman are on a road trip, and suddenly they get a flat tire. Instead of calmly handling the situation, he panics. "Oh my God, this is the worst. I can't believe this happened. What are we gonna do?" He paces around, visibly stressed, looking at her for guidance. In that moment, she realizes something. If he can't handle a flat tire, how will he handle real challenges in life? That one moment of weakness makes her lose trust in his ability to lead. A man who crumbles under pressure signals that he lacks resilience, the ability to endure hardship without breaking. Women are biologically wired to seek stability. And if a man can't keep his composure during difficult times, she won't trust him to handle bigger life challenges. Instead of viewing problems as unfair, see them as opportunities to grow stronger. No matter how bad a situation is, your response is what defines you. Take a deep breath, think logically, and act with confidence. Even if you're unsure, take responsibility and lead with calmness. A woman respects a man who can make a choice and own it. Life will always throw challenges your way, but the men who succeed And the men women respect are those who stay composed, adapt, and overcome. The stronger your mindset, the more attractive and reliable you become. You talk more than you act. A man who talks more than he acts loves to make big promises but rarely follows through. He enjoys discussing his ambitions, goals, and plans, but when it's time to take action, he stalls, procrastinates, or makes excuses. Women listen with their eyes. They don't just hear what you say, they observe whether your actions match your words. Some clear signs of this weakness include talking about going to the gym but never actually going, saying you'll start a business but making no real effort, promising to change a bad habit but repeating the same behavior, constantly saying, "One day I'll do it," but that day never comes. Example, a man tells his girlfriend, "I'm going to start working out and get in shape." She's excited for him. A week later, she asks, "How's the gym going?" And he says, "I'm still looking for the right one." 2 months later, he still hasn't started. At first, she might be patient, but over time, she realizes his words mean nothing. He lacks discipline, which means he lacks strength. And strength isn't just physical, it's mental and emotional. A man who talks but doesn't act signals weakness. Women admire ambition, but they respect execution. If you keep making promises but never take action, she will see you as unreliable, unserious, and ultimately unattractive. Don't talk about going to the gym, just go. Don't talk about your business, start building it. Let results speak for you. Set deadlines and measure progress. If you say you'll do something, prove it. Stoicism teaches that action matters more than perfection. The perfect time never comes. Start now. A man of action is a man of respect. The less you talk and the more you do, the more powerful and attractive you become. Women don't fall for words. They fall for the man who backs them up with action. 7. You fear being alone. A man who fears being alone often struggles with solitude. He feels incomplete without a romantic partner or the constant presence of others, and he will often settle for unhealthy relationships or make compromises just to avoid being by himself. This fear drives him to act out of desperation or clinginess, seeking constant validation and attention from others. Women can quickly sense when a man is dependent on others for his happiness and emotional stability. Signs include rushing into relationships without taking the time to assess compatibility, constantly texting, calling, or seeking attention from her or others to avoid being alone, staying in toxic relationships out of fear of loneliness, even when it's clear the relationship isn't fulfilling, over-reliance on her for emotional support, turning to her for reassurance in ways that feel draining or needy. Imagine a man who recently ended a relationship. Instead of taking time to focus on himself and reflect, he immediately starts texting his ex, asking if they can still be friends. He doesn't want to be alone, so he's willing to settle for any kind of connection, even if it's not healthy. Later, he jumps into a new relationship quickly, often ignoring red flags because the thought of being single terrifies him. A man who fears being alone lacks the internal strength to be content with himself. This neediness creates an imbalance in relationships, where his emotional state depends entirely on the presence and approval of others. Women may initially enjoy the attention, but over time, they will see this as insecurity and weakness. No one wants to feel responsible for another person's happiness. Learn to enjoy your own company. Spend time developing hobbies, reflecting, and improving yourself without relying on others for validation. Build your life around your goals, passions, and purpose, not the desire to be in a relationship. Don't fear being single. Understand that being alone is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. It's a time to prepare yourself for the right relationship, not just any relationship. True strength lies in the ability to be content with yourself. A man who isn't afraid of being alone is a man who is free. He doesn't need someone else to complete him. He is already whole. When a woman sees this confidence, she feels drawn to it, not because he doesn't need her, but because she knows he chooses her freely, without fear. Here's the bottom line. Strength isn't about pretending to be emotionless or dominant. It's about self-respect, discipline, and purpose. Which of these signs have you seen in yourself or others? Drop a comment below. I read them all. And if you found value here, hit that subscribe button, because next time, we're diving even deeper into female psychology, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you in the next one. Stay strong.